Queen City News, your local election headquarters, a new court ruling involving North Carolina Representative Madison Cawthorn could have a huge impact on future candidates running for office.
Yeah, especially on those trying to argue that a Civil War era law protects them, even if they were involved in the January 6th Capitol riots. Now, right now, Queen City News Chief Legal Correspondent Seema Iyer is here to be able to explain to us exactly what this ruling means. So, Seema, first kind of explain this law behind this ruling.
Okay, we do have to go back to even the Civil era time, and this law particularly is the 1872 Amnesty Act. Okay, so this before this was the 1868 when the 14th Amendment came into place, and all the states agreed if you want to get back into the Union, you have to agree that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment bans insurrectionists. So this goes to the court's ruling, and this was written by Justice Toby Haytens, and the ruling says, we hold that the 1872 Amnesty Act doesn't categorically exempt all future rebels and insurrectionists from the political disabilities that otherwise would be created by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. In plain language, this basically means this amnesty, this legal hall pass, it doesn't protect people after, because the language only refers to those insurrectionists during the Civil War era. So that's basically what they laid their groundwork to say, that it's not going to protect Cawthorn in this particular sense. This is only one area of law. Guys.
Okay, so it set a precedent here, but what does it mean for Cawthorn going forward if he wants to run again, and other candidates if they want to run that have been involved?
Okay, well, the good news is this court specifically said that we are not commenting on whether or not he engaged in insurrection or rebellion. And they also said that they're not commenting on Congress's power. Because you remember, Emma Withrow and I were there during these arguments, and there was an argument saying, wait a minute, this is up to Congress to decide whether this guy can run or not. And this court didn't acknowledge those arguments, so that's good for future candidates, right? That they still have a chance. But the bottom line is we're not going to see these type of lawsuits asking for that amnesty, that hall pass, anytime soon.
So I thought that judges weren't supposed to wade into the political issues. Kind of give us more understanding here. Is this what they're doing here? And
that's what they were trying to argue during that argument on May 3rd. And specifically, this Justice Haytens, who is a lot like our Derek Dellinger, I'm telling you, he's quite a character. He basically says it is not. And what he's saying is, listen, we have had over the history to interpret familiar judicial precedents. We've had to do this before, and just because an issue has political implications, it does not mean that we're wading into the political arena. All we're doing is interpreting, and that is all they did.
All right, well, they stayed within their lanes there,
they
right?
Did.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, thanks, Seema. I appreciate that. Breaking it down for us as usual.